Right. weird thing is I know there's a little drop going from the kitchen. What is it? About an inch? Half an inch? Not much of a drop, but boy, you'd think they're dropping a good 7 inches, 8 inches. But that's the thing too. Even if you were stepping down about half a foot or more, most people would probably try to do it gently. They would just, like you do. But again, like I say, it's not 7 or 8 inches. It's only about what, half an inch, not much more than that. Maybe 3/4 of an inch. It's not like anyone's never been up there. Like, I mean, my nephew was up there for about a year. But apparently, according to Cheryl, he moved because of me too. And it's like, yeah, no, apparently not if you actually talk to him. As for every other tenant, it was news to me when they moved, it was like, oh, they moved because of me. Oh, that's funny. I was complaining to you about noise. Pretty much the same case, just you more so. Definitely. Yeah, like I say, little drop there between the kitchen going into the living room. A quarter of an inch, half an inch, no more than an inch. I know that much because I've got my own foot on it. I mean, given that, anyways, aside, there's a little drop floor going from the kitchen to the living room, about an inch or half an inch. Given that aside, though, it's like that doesn't explain all the rest of the stomping and the banging. No, no, it would just explain that one point there. It's like, yeah, every time we walk into the kitchen, again, like I say, it's only about an inch at the most. I know it is. You think you're dropping down at least half a foot. I don't know. But like I say, it would do nothing to explain the rest of the noise and the banging that goes on that you can hear. Bad thing is, microphone's only in one spot, right? And it can still pick you up from the other end of the house when you're banging and stomping that loud. Incredible. Not incredible the microphone's picking it up. It's incredible that you're stomping and banging that loud. And in your head, you don't think it should bother anyone or no one has a problem with it. Any time of day or night. That's crazy to think. Try and make it look like I have a problem, and by some points it probably seems I do have a problem now. But it's not without reason. No, sir. No, sir. Maybe it's possible you and yours have never lived in an upstairs apartment before, so you just don't possess the faculty to have like any sort of conscience in regards to anybody's feelings or how it affects them when you're super loud. Maybe that's so. I don't know. I've never been in a hot air balloon. But on the other hand, I also already possess the faculty to not destroy the balloon that's keeping me up in the air so I don't go crashing down to the ground, right? Like, no one would have, don't puncture the balloon, don't do this. Most things wouldn't have to be told because as an adult, you already possess the reasoning faculty, probably not what you're not supposed to. Even as far as noise goes, whether it's noise or a hot air balloon, or above someone, it's like, no, you could probably get a pretty good estimate of what they hear or not. Otherwise, when you sat there threatening me for about 90 minutes on March 8th, you wouldn't have went upstairs and stomped as hard as you could over and over and then come back down, threaten me a little more, and then go back up. You wouldn't have done that. But you have a pretty good estimation of how well sound travels and the noise that you make. Demonstrated. So whether it was March 8th or whether it was Sunday, September 31st at 10:54 p.m. to 11:01 p.m., like it's demonstrated. You're aware, you know, but you don't care. Ace doesn't care, so why should you care, right? That's kind of the same mentality with the Nazis and the Jews, right? Like the Fuhrer, like that was his orders: kill the Jews, right? Persecute them, do what you can to them, and it's like, well, the Nazis are just following the expectations that the Fuhrer's already set. So if the landlord don't care, why would you care, right? But it's like, still, you could be a better person. You could realize right from wrong and not, well, my landlord said it's okay, or my landlord don't seem to mind. You don't think it's not going to lead to anything in the end, really. But I tell you, that's frighteningly insane. Not sure at which point noise disturbance becomes a crime because apparently so far nothing's come of it, right? So maybe you'll be right, nothing will come of it. But on the other hand, you know, there's like other incidents that happen within the legal system, right? And it's like even if they're not like so much enforced, it's still kind of, still kind of something you should know better to do or not do, Apparently, it's almost like harassment in itself, though. Like, apparently, you can harass someone up until they tell you, hey, you're harassing me, stop. But the reality of it is, should you harass someone in the first place? Like, whether it's sexual or just general harassment or harass anyone in the first place? I mean, probably not, I would think. However, it is, the guidelines are set forth, like, really, realistically, you should not harass anyone at all. But, given the sight of the law, or what it's able to perceive. It's like there could be the scenario where it's like the person says something and maybe they're not intentionally harassing them or meaning to, and it's like that's the way it comes across, and the person tells them, "You don't do it again." Yeah. But it's kind of like trespassing too. You shouldn't have to be told not to trespass. You don't live there, you don't pay rent there, you shouldn't have to walk through a person's yard or no. You shouldn't have to go right up to their porch to let the dog relieve itself. If you don't live there, the person doesn't know you. Why on earth would you? Right? Same thing with the noise. Noise, beer can, cigarette butts. No one should have to tell you not to do that. You're an adult, right? Well, you're supposed to be. You keep bragging about how you're 50 years old, so and you're so experienced and you've seen it all, but none of that stuff seems to matter to you. That's weird. Oh. Like I say, I'm only 45, right? And the thing is, as far as I've gotten, all that stuff seems to matter. Like, yeah, no, you just get out your drinking wherever the fuck you want. One will probably complain, or you'll get fined if it's in public. Or even if a person smokes, they don't want cigarette butts all over. They can let themselves. It's like the same thing with the stomping. If I wanted to hear a whole bunch of noise, I would make all the ones I want out here. I wouldn't have to rely on you to make it. Funny though. Supposed to be 50, so experienced. You've been here, you've lived here, you've done this, you've done that, but you never had to be even remotely quiet to live above somebody. That's crazy because every place I live, like I said, I was given the instruction before even getting upstairs that we expect you to be as quiet as hell. Live up there like you're in a library. Waits 27 more days there before I hear it. Like I say, maybe we'll be proving that you're okay. You can make all the noise you want. Or they'll just put me outside or red, whatever. Maybe it'll be that way. It don't matter though. Like I say, unless they're moving you in down here, whoever they're moving in down here after they fix it up, they're gonna have problems. I know they are. If not at first, give it about a month or so. They'll start complaining about noise too. I can't seem to get on any of the three sides of it that would be possible because it happens when I'm sleeping. It happens when I'm waiting to go to sleep because sometimes I would like to go to sleep by maybe 8, 9 o'clock. Sometimes I would like to. Don't get to. Get to. Or else I'm woken up to it anyways. So I'll sit awake till 2, 3 in the morning to make sure you're done stopping. If you are done by that, and even still, I still get woken up in the morning. Nice when your life has to revolve around all the noise that your neighbor makes. Like, when will I lay down? When my neighbors stop making noise. When will I wake up? When my neighbors start making noise. How long will I sleep for? Until my neighbors start making noise. Nice. You're worried about how I talk to people, though, eh? I heard how you talk to your own mother. You should be ashamed. You should be ashamed. Honestly, should. Regardless, you're worried about how I talk to people, but it's like, it's not without cause. Not without cause. All the things that have been going on since September till they came that day led to this. And come and tell me I'm the problem. But I gotta listen to you stomp and bang every day. Not to mention, have you threatened me or whatever else? And it's like, but you didn't like that I raised my voice at women. Oh, you call your mother a fucking cunt. You didn't like that I raised my voice at women. Oh, you white knight, you. Hey? Actually kind of makes you a little bit of a hypocrite, more or less. Like, you can't even honor your own woman, your own mother, but I'm supposed to have such a high degree of respect for slumlords that come here and tell me I'm the problem because you're making all the noise. That is wild. That is wild. Reasoning like that, I bet you could find a flaw or a fault with almost any point besides yourself, right? You're like, it's okay, I call my own mother a cunt. But it's not okay that that guy raised his voice at the landlords because we're making all the noise and now they're trying to blame it on him. Uh, that's weird. That's wrong. Yeah, yeah, sure. Or but whose measure of righteousness do you measure by? Do you measure by God's or do you measure by your own? I'm just wondering because there's 7 things God really hates, and you seem to be doing at least a good 4 or 5 of them. Actually, well, I'm kind of surprised about all things otherwise. There's like 7 things apparently he really hates. And I think now that I understand, you're doing 5 of them. Trying to cave my head in, so that would be like the 6th or the 7th, because that's the other one is shedding innocent blood. Feet that run swiftly to war. The other ones are like reporting a false witness, sowing discord among brethren, a haughty gaze, proud look. I got a big mouth. Not without having to hear all your noise first time. Like if it does so happen you came my head in and the Lord wills it to be so, you'll have shed innocent blood because I wanted peace and quiet. It's hard to be guilty of wanting peace and quiet. Yes, unless you like murder someone. And yeah, probably right. Just wanting peace and quiet, demanding it for it. I'm guilty in that. Want reasonable enjoyment. Try and make a person look bad for that, but it's like no. A person has the right to be able to sit there and not hear all sorts of stomping and not be able to think, let alone be able to sleep. That's my bowels short enough. Once you start going enough, and I'll eventually get a migraine, and then it'll start giving me nausea, affecting my bowels. Like, weird thing is like I said before, though, scientifically, they've known about the disturbances and stress unwanted noise can cause since about the 60s. Fortunately, for some reason, it's like 60 years later, and there's very little done to enforce such measures, you know, like whether it's building protocols or just people in general. Interesting thing to think about, though. On the other hand, for all I've endured, I'd like to think it's helped me build a little bit of character. On the other hand, I don't think you've gained character. I think you might have lost a little bit of character. But that's really neither here nor there. Is as I say, though, it's amazing because they've known about what noise is and how much and everything else that can really get to a person and how it can affect them. They for a fact that they've had a pretty clear and concise idea of it. Before that, maybe it was kind of murky or whatever, but it's like it's where we're almost like trying to play like we're back in the 50s. Like, look, oh, there's oh, can you keep that if all you like truth is within itself, like you endure it. How long? Hey, I've got 1,900 videos plus, and it's like I had to hear all of it. I had to go through all of it in the first place, firsthand. And I went through it again just to make sure the videos even picked up the noise. Time. So it's like, no, it's gonna have its effect. Just let anybody listen to all those videos once. Whether they take 7 months to do it or they try to do it in like a couple months, it don't matter. Matter. It's still gonna have an effect on them. Or I don't think anyone's gonna listen to all 1,900 plus videos just to see how devastating effects of such a thing can be. But it's like if they wanted to. But they that whole list from the time they get up in the morning, make sure it's still played when they go to sleep because 1,900 videos, it's definitely going to be playing the next day. They could try and listen to all that. I don't think they could. I don't think they could. Maybe if they turn down the volume to where it doesn't sound like it's in an actual room hearing, maybe that might go or something. Hear it for what it actually was. Possible you just got to turn it loud enough depending on what you're at and all that. And does it cancel out impact noise and stuff like that, like background noise and stuff, or doesn't it? I had half the mind to think about getting it so I did have the proper equipment. So this way I could just start playing back all the noise you make. Every single thud and bang and stomp. I was just gonna start playing it back so you could hear it around. Still think of it sometimes. But you better hope they're, like LTV or whatnot, they're as biased and as partial as you are. Better hope they are, because I mean otherwise there's like I said, over 90 videos. And even if they just wanted to look at 10 or 100 of them, they could come to the conclusion about what's on the rest of those videos. They wouldn't even have to watch them. Just like if I handed you a stack of 20s and it's like, there's like 1900 20s there, it's like you don't even have to count all 1900 and look at them to make sure they're 20s. You can just pretty much leave them like, yeah, I'm pretty sure they're all. Maybe there's one in there or two in there, maybe even more than that. But it's like, unless you got there, and it's like, yeah, no, I don't think they will, but it's going to be something all of them. Like I say, out of like 1900, not like they're going to come to the point where they're like, oh, we found some on all of them. But every time you wanted to start, just like you started from September till I got the microphone, and then you just kept going, every time from then on, it was always recorded. Always, always, always. Ace didn't want to look at it again. Like I shared it with them, I instructed them, like, here, you can check this every day, you don't believe me, or check it frequently, because they make noise in these videos today. Or enough there is. Like I say, it's fine. It's fine if nobody wants to look at it, no one wants to know it. It's not like it's going to end the problem. You got to realize that. It's not like it's going to end the problem. It's almost like alcoholism. Say you're a bad drunk, right? Say you're just one of those people who should steer clear of alcohol altogether. It doesn't matter if you stop going to bars or they kick you out of bars and you just go to a different bar. It's not the bar at that point. It's you. That's kind of the thing that's probably going to be demonstrated here in the long run on this stuff. Even if it don't come to pass the way I would think it should. That it's not going to matter who's down here. It don't matter the tenant down here. It matters you. You're almost like that bad drunk. It don't matter which bar you go to. Either they're going to kick you out or another one. Right? Same thing. I think. No matter who's down here. That matters. All that how you think anybody else is going to be okay with that. Honestly. If you're truly loud enough, they'll probably be able to hear you up there if it's the case that they're actually planning to have you move it down here after they get me out, and they'll just rent the other tenants upstairs. They'll probably still hear you up there for how loud you are. Because there is things that travel upwards quite nicely. Got to be loud enough. But slamming of doors, it don't matter if you're upstairs or downstairs. If you got to slam a door every time you go through it, someone's probably gonna complain. Probably. I mean, I couldn't see why not. If you're going to go in and out your door 10, 20, 30 times a fucking day and slam it every time, probably someone's going to have a problem with it. Gallop up and down the stairs, probably someone's going to find issue with it. Crazy not to. Crazy or deaf, but that's the thing. When you're deaf, you actually tend to feel vibrations and stuff more. Like already, I can hear fine. It's like I can already feel you when you start talking. say 27 days. It's been a real wall till now.